hey, Bob and I are in this for fun. We could care less, right? They walk in, we introduce ourselves, they sit down, and just as they sit down, the song starts playing. They start cracking up. I'm going, oh, thank God they've got a sense of humor about this. Maybe I won't lose my license now. All right. And Bob and I just sit there very calmly, and they're just in hysterics. Song stops, and they said, we're here for a reason. And that's when I go, oh God, here goes my license. They're going to sue us, I can tell. This is not good. Thank God there was no internet at the time, or we'd have had it on there. All right.
You was born.
I am serious. Here's the scenario. They wanted to hire us. One of the people they had with them was their ad firm. And they said, Bill Allen said, I got to tell you, we have played this for our entire company, our administrative force, but most of all for our PR people. This is the best video we have ever seen. It's great. Now, what we'd like to do is hire you guys to do a training video for us. I'm looking at Bob, Bob's looking at me, and I'm going, oh, okay. Maybe we could work something out, And, I mean, I'm like not even believing this. I said, well, you must understand, this is not what we do
we just
for a
want the
living.
lots.
I'm in real estate. He's here, he's traveling, I'm doing this, and Well, as fate would have it, I started writing the video, a training video for him, which was fabulous. It really was. And I already had 90% of the people lined up to play it. Because it was like, okay, this is for their salespeople. We were doing one for their salespeople on how to show a property, but do it in a very humorous way. And I had some great clients who had all seen this video and thought we were nuts anyhow that agreed to do it. As fate would have it, Bob's business picked up big time. Real estate. All of a sudden, I mean, I didn't have 5 minutes to do anything. It was like, can't do it, because I mean, this takes time.
You didn't have one of those, oh my God.
Yeah, I did. I had one of those, oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm so far behind, I think on first moments.
Couldn't do it. Could not do it. And so I said, Bob, he's traveling, I'm doing it. We're just going to have to put this on hold. But now I still have everything that I wrote for that video, which is still, to this day, spectacular. We could do a video and they'd probably still buy it. I'm convinced they'd buy it. But the end of the story, when I sold Anique a house out in the colony, when we left Plano, went to the colony for a smaller house, I drove around looking at the neighborhood. There's this huge park, the Bill Allen Park. I'm going, this is too damn funny. Because our whole thing was we were going to name it the Bill Allen Park. I called his office, got his secretary, and I said, hey, this is Virginia Burke. She said, how in the world are you? I said, great, I'm glad you still have a job. It's going there. I'm just so glad you're still there. And I said, you're not going to believe this. I drove past the Bill Allen Park. She said, Virginia. I said, how's Bill doing? She said, I am so sorry. He died in an auto accident on 4th of July, like 2 or 3 years before. So when they built this huge park, they named it the Bill Allen Park.
That's a great story.
It is a great story.
That is the story of the Bill Allen Park. Started with Ladera, Angels of Ladera Village.
That is really, really funny.
So I told Bob, what we really need to do is go out one day and have a party at the Bill Allen Park. I called Bob immediately. I said, Bob, you're not going to believe this. You got to go see this park. It's awesome.
We went.
We did. You guys went out there. I know Bill called me and said, yeah, they went out.
And you got the lots?
Yeah, that was the end of that's our first production.
No, we didn't get the lots because I wasn't around.
After all that, you didn't get the lots?
See, I already
No, we didn't. Well, we were too busy to deal with them. At that point, I said, Bob, at this point, real estate's going up. Can't deal with it. We really don't need them anyhow. We were just doing it for fun.
We were doing it for fun.
And then later, Rucker had to take over those lots. because another developer bought all the lots from Fox and Jacobs.
Those two
They
lots,
happen, to
yeah.
be,
You
they
need
happen
a
to be a
lawyer?
developer that I don't like, and that I still hold the record of never having sold one of their houses or resold a house that they ever built, because they're a crappy builder. And when they built the houses behind him, they flooded that entire neighborhood. You know, all the houses over there are pier and beam, and they didn't put in the proper drainage. And so all their water was going under Bob's house.
Oh no. I remember
So
that.
they had to pay for that. They paid for that water, didn't they, Rugger?
Yeah.
Well, Bob and I tried to be funny and cute with them and try to get them to return our calls and say, hey, come, look, you need to take care of this problem, and they wouldn't do it. And finally I said, call Rugger. He'll send them a letter, and I think we'll get their attention. I said, but hey, I've already called the Attorney General's office, everybody else. They've got about 50 lawsuits against them. So they don't, I mean, when we threaten them, they don't even respond. They would not even respond to us. And we were very nice about it. So Rugger went after him.
Get him, Rugger, get him.
Sick of Rugger.
He did.
Yeah.
They paid for the water. They paid for new drainage. But the funny part to that story is the day the insurance adjusters were supposed to show up there, Bob was out of town, so told him to call me, the engineers. It was all the engineers that were showing up with the insurance adjusters, okay, from this other company that I won't name because I don't want to slander them much. But at any rate, they call, and Bob says, hey, can you meet them there? I said, sure, and I'll show them, you know, how to get in and what's going on, the whole bit. I go over and meet them. Here's the attorney. Here are all the insurance guys. Here are the engineers. Whole crew's there. So I say, hi there, I'm Virginia. Come on, this is the deal. Da-da-da, I'm the realtor. And engineers come out, and they're talking to the attorney. And they said, boy, I got to tell you, there is a real problem here. You're right. There is mold under this house. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just standing there. I'm not saying a word, right? And all of a sudden, one of them said something. And he said, oh, you're the realtor. He said, no. He said, you're working with him. And I said, oh, no, I'm the realtor. And he said, what's your name? I said, Virginia Burke. This guy, the attorney, turns and looks at me and he says, what is your name? I said, Virginia Burke. He said, as in Rugger Burke? I said, oh yeah, that's my son. This guy turned white. This attorney turned, I mean, you could see the blood drain from his head, and he looked at this engineer and he goes, don't say another word. He did, just don't say another word. And I looked at him, I said, hey look, I'm the realtor. That's my son. I am not going to divulge anything you've said here. He said, we don't need to say anything else. Rugger's the attorney. We'll settle. We'll settle. They settled. They settled. No, when he talked to me, you know, when these guys left, he said, I got to tell you something. I'm not going up in court against him. I fell out. I said, you know my child. He said, oh yeah, he's got a reputation. I said, good, because you need to pay for this.
No, I'm just kidding.
Because you definitely need to pay for this. And they did. I'm like, that's my child. That's my baby. But I gotta tell you, if you could have seen the look on that attorney's face when these engineers are going, oh man, this is a problem. They should have, and they should have. And the real deal is they were flooding all of the houses there.